A Ghanaian mom and her 2 children have been deported to Ghana. One decision cost this lady everything that she has earned in the UK. This is the story of Helen and her husband, Clem. They both came to the UK on the care workers visa. Clem was the main applicant while Helen was the dependent. Before they left Ghana, Helen was a stay-at-home mom. Before she became pregnant, she owned a hairdressing salon. That is what she has been doing. But she wasn't working before they came to the UK. When they came to the UK, things did not go the way my brother Clem thought. He couldn't get a job. The wife, who was the dependent, she herself didn't have a UK experience. Now they were struggling to get a job. The man tried to do 1 or 2 cash in hand job, but it wasn't regular. They were really struggling. Money to pay bills, money to feed was a problem. That is when Clement started having issues in the relationship. He said the wife stopped respecting him. Today, he will go and meet one friend, another friend the next day. Life was hell. He said at some point, he even carried his bag and told his wife, say, let us go back to Ghana and start again and not be ashamed. But the wife said, let's stay. So he was hoping for something better. The wife returned back to what she knows how to do best, which is making hair. She was making hair and making a lot of money. Clem said at times the wife will want to support, but at times she will have money she will want to support, but he knew that she was sending money back to people back home in Ghana. And this woman did not support the man at all. He was frustrated. He would go and meet his friend, Philip, for help. Philip will give him money at times. At times he will say he doesn't have money. The wife will always say, go and meet your friend whenever he asks him money. The guy was absolutely frustrated with life. One day, his wife, Helen, told him, babe, I am pregnant. The man had mixed feeling. We don't have a job. How are we going to survive? And how am I going to be a father when I don't even know how I'm going to be able to take care of the one that I had? But there's a secret, and that's what you're about to find out. When he came back from work the next day, he hugged the wife. He said he noticed that the wife wasn't excited. He thought the wife was stressed out because they didn't have any money and they were going through a lot of stress. That was why the wife wasn't excited about the pregnancy news. 2 weeks later, he came back from work. He received the shock of his life that his wife and child, they've moved out. Where are you, babe? The girl said, I've had enough. Before you kill me, we suffer. I have decided to move out. Move to where? The girl said, no, I have moved out. What he didn't know was that his friend that he was going to meet for money was secretly dating his wife and got his wife pregnant. His wife then told him that, look, I just want to tell you the truth. I am no longer in love with you. In fact, this relationship died long time ago. I am pregnant and you're not the father of the child. How can you be pregnant and I'm not the father of the child? The man's head was going ballistic. Okay, what about my child? The one that we have together is staying with me here. So where are you? I am in the UK. Where can I come and see you? When I'm ready, I will let you know. The man was crazy, making phone calls to everywhere in Ghana. People were telling him, relax, your wife will come back. But days passed by, he realized that the wife was serious and she wasn't going to come back. When he then found out that it was his friend that impregnated his wife, he even made him more crazy. How could this guy that I knew back home, just because life is tough for me, I was going to meet him for help, and he now went behind my back to give my wife the number 5. The guy couldn't believe it. Out of frustration, he then called the Home Office and canceled the wife visa when he realized that this woman, she has already made up her mind. She's not coming back again. There's nothing that will make her to come back again. When he canceled the visa, the woman said, I don't care. Philip has indefinite leave to remain. This baby, she's already British. And by being British, I can stay in the country. To hell with you and your care workers visa. Who even want to have a care workers visa? Care workers visa that you cannot use to get a job. That Patrick said, Clement said the wife insulted the hell out of him. Meanwhile, Philip has already promised his beautiful angel that, look, babe, as soon as you have this baby, the baby is British. I will register the baby. I register the baby. Baby has British passport. Use it to apply, and you'll be given 2.5 years. And after you renew 4 times, you get British passports yourself. Once you have indefinite leave to remain, this is even better for you. Why do you need to suffer? So the woman was happy. The gentleman that got this woman pregnant, he himself has a wife and children at home. He went to rent a house, in a 3-bedroom house, 1 room for Helen and her child. And Helen was expecting the baby, and she continued to do hair. So Philip was paying the rent. Everything was fine. He didn't ask the woman, but he knows that Helen was making a lot of money still doing hair, and told her subconsciously that he had saved £7,000. When Philip was working, he got sacked from the job. When he got sacked from the job, that was when Philip himself started having issues. He couldn't afford to pay the rent that he was paying where his missus was staying. The man has to pay the rent where he lives. Universal Credit can only pay the rent for his family, him and his wife. They can't pay for side chick, because side chick is not recognized in UK benefit system. So he was under pressure to pay the rent for his side chick. The woman said, I don't have money to pay the rent. It's your responsibility. You pay the rent. That was when he started having a second thought that instead of me to put my name on this woman's, when he put my name on the baby's birth certificate, this woman have money. She doesn't want to give me, pay the rent. She doesn't want to pay the rent. Doesn't want to support me. And she knows I don't have a job. I don't think this is the right decision. He came to his senses. Maybe this is why the husband and this woman, things didn't work out. This woman doesn't believe in love. She believes in what I can see now. He said, I am not putting my name on the birth certificate of the baby. Meanwhile, the baby has been born now. Now, he kept postponing Helen. Tomorrow, I will go and put my name on this. Tomorrow, I will go and put my, I am not ready yet. That was when Helen started looking for plan B. If this man is not going to put his name on the birth certificate, my visa has been cancelled by my husband. I can't live like this. What is the plan? She called her friend, Aqua. Aqua told her, look, I know somebody who was in similar situation, and she claimed being a victim of domestic abuse. Council gave her a house. Social services applied for her, and she was given indefinite leave to remain. In fact, this one is even better than you applying with the baby. If once you get social services involved and you get police reference, they will just give you indefinite leave to remain straight. It gets true. Say yes. That was when she and Aqua, her friend, they were planning that anytime the man comes, just make allegation that you are a victim of domestic abuse. Philip said he did not want to go to the woman's house. Something told him not to go. But the woman said, come and see your child. How can you, even if you don't give me money, come and see your child. Come and see your child. Because of the child that is involved, he was drawn to see. He said when he went there, argument, the woman was bringing up. He was surprised. Out of nowhere, he feels like the woman, she's already planned everything, but he couldn't understand what was going on. He started arguing. Before you know it, kill me, kill me, kill me. The woman called the police. He wants to kill me. He wants to kill me. Not knowing that there is somebody who shares the same house. He was at home, but he wasn't sleeping. He was hearing what was going on. The gentleman, Philip, was arrested. He was locked up for 6 hours. The police told him, you are a perpetrator of domestic abuse. The man said, I did not touch this woman. Nobody believed the man. He said, you did it. Luckily for this man, he kept insisting that somebody who lives in the same house was at home on the day of this incident. Please, please, police, speak to her. The police lady went back to the house. Because this is an independent witness, somebody that is not related to both of them, let me speak to this person to find out what was going on. They spoke to this man. That was when he told them that, look, this case is a fabricated case. This man did not touch Helen. In fact, I overheard her. The man himself is a Ghanaian saying, I overheard her telling her friend, we are going to frame this man up. I overheard her. Say, yeah, I overheard her. The police found the man's account to be credible because that same time, that was when the Home Office was going after migrant, after undercover showed that people were making false claim to be victim of domestic abuse in order to stay in the country. This was 2 days after that incident happened. Remember, Shimata Mahmood said they vow they're going to deport anybody that is linked to this. We suspect that this may have influenced the police officer's decision to say, there's no evidence. We are not going to press the charge. Patrick, Philip, you go your own way. Everything is fine. You can now move on with your life. The man said, thank God. Police, thank God. I move on. Let me go and stick to my family. The bed you know is better than the one you don't know. I will manage the wife that I have. I'm not putting my name on the birth certificate. She can go with the baby. Meanwhile, the woman, Helen, cannot stay in the country. Her visa has been cancelled. She was trying to survive. Life became so hot to the point where she was forced to return back to Ghana because there was no option for her to stay here. They tried to reconnect with the husband. The woman said, no, no, no. Go and meet the love of your life. I will try to survive myself. This is how a woman who came to the UK with her husband is now ended up back in Ghana. She was told by the Home Office that she has to return back to Ghana because she didn't have the right to stay here. In fact, that was how she ended back in Ghana with the voluntary return back to Ghana. Now, what are the lessons that I can learn? Honesty and integrity and critical under pressure, no matter what. Also know that shortcuts in immigration or legal system often backfire. Choosing partners based on convenience rather than trust or love can be destructive. Financial independence is key to maintaining stability and dignity. False accusations carry long-term legal and moral consequences. Every major decision, especially crisis, can shape or destroy someone's future. If this man did not have any witness, his life would have been ruined. An innocent man would have gone to jail. There are many innocent people today who are languishing in jail for something they don't know about. What are the implications? False allegation, immigration loophole exploited lead to stricter policy. This is why the Home Office said anybody that is found making false allegation in order to influence immigration status, domestic abuse, they will be going back. Now there are victims, real victims of domestic violence. Because of cases like this and the undercover reporter, when they actually present the case, people find it to be implausible because of cases like this. This is why cases like this is damaged. Financial stability can push individual to risk an unethical decision. Also, children in such situations face emotional and developmental challenges. This woman is now back in Ghana. Her husband is living in the UK, and the love of her life, who she left her husband for, the man did not end up put his name on the birth certificate. The man said, I don't want the baby. You take the baby back home. Do you have any sympathy for Helen? Let me know what your views are in the comment section. Do you think the husband acted right by allowing the wife to take the children back to Ghana, and he cancelled the woman's sponsorship. Views are very important in this place. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. If you know anyone that will benefit from this story, kindly share with them. And if you have any story that you want to share with us, you can contact us on our WhatsApp number, and we'll be able to consider this case. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe to this channel. I'll see you soon.